just a bloke in a bar.
You're a tats guy.
I wouldn't get any more tats for sure. Like,
No,
for example, if I could like click my fingers and I had no tats, it wouldn't bother me.
You can get.
Yeah, I don't dislike them that much though. So I'm just like, fuck, whatever.
Are there any you dislike that you've got where you're like, I'd get rid
No,
of
I honestly just don't care, eh? You just forget about them. As I said, I'm tatted to a degree, but I don't feel like a tatted person.
Not to a degree.
Is that completed?
I'd say you're heavily tatted.
No, it's not completed. That's what I mean. Like, I just don't give a shit.
Are you going to complete it?
No.
Don't
What's
you reckon
on there?
It looks like some anime, like
That's anime.
Charlotte's
That's
in
not
the World or
anime.
whatever.
Anime. That's a video game.
Yeah, video game.
That's a guy from Final Fantasy. That's just a drawing by an artist in the tone of, I think it was like a Street Fighter artwork that we used.
And you're just like, I can't be bothered.
Yeah, literally. Fuck it. What's the point? Married anyway, so.
Well, it's not about trying to necessarily get action off it. Like
It's not about action, but it is like I don't care what people think of it, you know? Like, I don't care if you go, oh, like, whereas...
But maybe it's more about, like, if you like it. Like, oh, I might get that fucking Final Fantasy character finished.
I just don't care enough to... This isn't a Final Fantasy.
Whatever.
How old
It's
is
got a
that?
sword.
Oh, man, that's fucking ages old. 10?
How old are you?
How old am I?
No, I know you're like 40, but I just mean, like, how old are you when you got it?
Someone in the comments section, remember we were talking about the kids and that?
Yeah.
It was like dead and like 38 years old. That's like too old to have kids and that. And I'm like, can't, I'm not 38. Didn't respond though, but...
Fool me.
You going to get any more, Tommy?
If I feel like it, I don't have any inkling, like any vibe.
You are more masculine since the marathon. Like, you know, tough stickers.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely more of a man. Fuck, I might if the mood strikes. I'm not against it, but it just would need to.
Has the mood struck since your last one?
Not really, to be honest. But fuck.
What would you need to do to get some tats? Win a prem?
Win a pram?
Yeah, is that like, you win a prem, you got to get a
Or
tag.
you mean,
No, like as in maybe win Div 2 odds tag.
I've already won that. I didn't get one.
What about Div 1?
Div 1 maybe. But that's not going to happen now. Too long in the tooth.
Oh, mate, dream a big dream. I reckon you got it in you.
Mate.
You ran a bloody marathon. You can't win Div 1.
They're fucking... You go.
Have a go
Those
with
cunts are
dribbler
20
came
years
dropped
old and
off
they're
to us
just...
yesterday. So that's like one of those sort of like.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That is fucking sick.
Isn't that fucking cool?
Send that to Maddie and we'll put it on there so people can see it. Fuck this, and it revitalises your hope in humanity when you see that. And it also makes you feel guilty.
No, we won't release it yet because we're doing an unboxing Tobler film, the thing.
Like exclusive.
Yeah,
okay.
That's a
Sorry. Scratch that, Maddie.
Scratch it. Sorry, dude. You just fucking... Nah.
Try to do a nice thing, but
No.
the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Hey?
Yep.
No, it is.
Accurate.
No, that's fair.
Whoever made that up is a fucking Debbie Downer, though. Like, talk about... he
but
must...
it's a pretty fucking
But it's
badass
pretty
quote.
good.
Oh, it's a great quote. Great quote. No denying. But the headspace you got to be in to say something like that. The first bloke, all
Well,
woman,
that bloke's seen some winters.
and done some really nice things for some people that have fucked him.
people that are just fucked him.
Yeah.
Or her. Could have been her. I tell you what, it probably was a woman that's been treated like shit by a bunch of men.
Yeah.
It's probably more likely.
Or women. A woman treated bad by women.
Yeah, boom. Woman, whatever, or however whatever. Sorry.
Well up, mate.
Yeah, apologies. Now, boys, being in a bunker, how many feet underground were we last week? Well, anyway,
3.4.
what are we going to do?
3.53.
3.53 kilometres.
So is anyone in the market for a bunker? Because we need to obviously sell this fucking thing.
Well, I think we might just hang on to it.
Yeah, we might hang on to it. Use it for storage at this point.
Oh, fuck, show the studio a little bit more respect than that.
Well, no, but like we'll sort of keep some.
Are you just going to drop shit off here every now and then?
Yeah.
So I'll be in here doing a show and you just roll in with some shit you don't need.
Some shit, yeah.
Yeah, just knickknacks. Might keep Dior down there.
Yeah, well, might seal the door.
But we're out now, mate.
Mate, I tell you what,
Yeah.
you prepared for the worst, but the best happened, which is a good way to live.
We weren't too concerned.
Prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
Yeah. Well, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. So we made sure that we had prepared, and we were never really too concerned. But we could afford to get Dave to dig a bunker out, so we did.
And that's it.
Was he on like fair work like wages or no?
Qatari World Cup.
Oh yeah, that sort of vibe.
Yeah.
Okay. So should I come in should I protest for Tobler and Dave?
It's already done now. Like, so to protest all you want.
Okay.
It'd be like protesting over the built stadiums in Qatar. It's done.
Yeah.
The World
too
Cup's
late.
on in a month,
Yeah.
and then no one will care, and then they'll have these huge stadiums that will never be used again.
That will just be reclaimed by
wild.
the.
That'll be reclaimed
nature.
by the Sands, I would say.
Yeah.
I think the Sands will reclaim
The
those
sands
stadiums.
of time.
Yeah.
Yep, sure.
Yeah.
The Sands of Time.
I just thought it sounded poetic. to
No,
be
I
honest.
liked it. He
Thanks.
seemed to be a little bit.
Yeah, you didn't like
perturbed
that.
by
Sorry,
it.
bro.
I was just thinking about what I could do with it, and I landed on nothing. So I moved on with my life.
It fell through your hand like a bit of sand.
Like a bit of sand.
Like sand.
Yeah.
Like sands of time.
It's done.
Like sands through the hourglass.
These are the days of our lives.
Now, boys, you're in pretty good nick because word on the street was that you indulged on Sunday night.
Yep.
A bit of indulgement.
Yeah, there's some indulgence.
Look, it was probably, it was decadent.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know who I got the word indulge from? Freddie Fittler.
Freddie Fittler got a game that you gave that.
Well,
one.
I interviewed him years ago, and he always used to go, "We'd go overseas, and we might indulge a little bit." And I was like, "You probably did."
Yeah, you definitely did.
Probably. I don't think there's any problems about Freddie indulging in his playing days overseas. But yeah, we indulged.
We indulged.
I mean, we had to celebrate the survival of mankind.
So,
So I took it upon myself. Tom,
end of the
too.
world party.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it wasn't the end of the world party. It was a
It
celebration
could
of.
have been. Technically, it could have been, but we were pretty confident.
It was a celebration of the continuation of life and the wonders of the world. That's how I saw it.
Yeah.
I think I can speak for Tom in that regard. But we pushed the boat out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the reports are the boat was
Boat was
pushed.
pushed out.
Boat was pushed out. Don't know what that means.
Well, I think it just means that
Once
you're
you're
far
out, you're
away
out.
from shore. You know what I mean? Because you're ripping,
And tearing.
and it takes a while. It's tough to get back to shore after you've pushed the boat.
Are you back to shore yet?
I'd say I'm just.
No.
I'm approaching.
You can see it.
I'm approaching land.
You called land
I could
ahoy.
probably.
You could get out and probably wuss. Like you could doggy paddle to
I
even
could-
a man who can't swim like you.
Yeah,
probably
I
doggy
could get
paddle
out and
back to
probably doggy paddle it back. I wouldn't like it, and
I'd be closer
reach
to shore.
I'd reach the shore exhausted.
Yep.
I'd be slightly closer to shore than Eddie, and I could probably just get out and like my feet would touch the ground, and I could slowly wade in. But I'd probably want to hold onto the boat still for fear.
Would you run out with your ankles like, you know how people run out of the beach with their
I'm not
ankles?
running anymore.
Okay, no running.
But yeah, I'm still a little bit ginger. I've been blaming it on daylight savings.
Dude, that's still wigging me out though.
I've been
I'm
going-
not eating before fucking 9 o'clock for dinner every night. I'm like, wait a minute, what's the fucking?
Oh,
what's the time?
that's what I was like, I
I was
didn't
up late
realise.
last night till like 11:30. I'm like, why am I still up?
Yeah.
And then I got up today at like 8:30. I'm like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
8:30? Good lord.
I got
so
into a bender
I'm
last
rattled.
night.
But then I'm also like, am I just doing that because I'm fucking
Well,
Find
yeah,
excuses.
you are. No, you absolutely are. But coupled with
in
daylight
combination with.
savings, it's throwing everyone out of whack.
I'm out of whack
Everyone.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, when you think about it, the sun was up for the show that we did. Talk about a perfect day.
It was
Holy.
a squirter.
God's love.
Gorgeous day.
God loves the punter and dribbler.
No,
It's
they
been
do.
proven.
Yep.
The footy gods, at least.
It was
No
never
matter
going to
the
rain
gods.
on our parade.
No. So thank you, everyone that came out. Incredible afternoon.
What are you eating? 500,000?
Not for me, it's for the people fucking.
No, I mean like 500,000 people turned up.
Yeah, actually, more than the stadium. They all just went home, which
Well,
was
it was
interesting.
more like they came to see us, and then most of them were like, "Fuck the game."
Which was nice.
Well, it was nice. It meant a lot.
Appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thanks very much. Speaking of end of world parties, what about Independence Day? I never really when I was younger and I like saw that scene where there's an end of world party, I was like, what fucking idiots. That's crazy. But then as I get older, I go, I kind of get it.
I got to be honest with you, Darren. I've seen Independence Day a few times, but probably not for about 15 years, maybe even longer.
So, I'm the same. I just remember, put it this way, it scarred me to see
The only
that.
bit I remember is the fucking down to the White House.
Or what about when he's like, up the fucking hole?
Up
Don't
the
remember
hole.
that? Yeah, well, it's literally a fucking big hole he goes into, the old dude.
Giving a rimmy to the.
He rimmed the aliens and they died,
Christ.
which is a bad rimming, not a good one.
It depends.
When's the end of world party in that movie? Because don't they get fucking like
It's on the top
jumped
of a,
almost
it's
at
on
the
a-
start? Like they just come and then they start fucking everyone up.
I think it's on top of a skyscraper. And there's like and you can see people like, end of the world. Can you check end of the world
Probably would
parties?
do that though, wouldn't you?
Well, that's what I mean when I was
if you were
younger.
single, otherwise you'd just be hanging out with like your family, I guess.
Yeah. But like that's the thing. Like when I was younger, I was like, what the hell? You know, go and fight for survival or some shit. Now I get older, I'm like, you know what? If it's going, you may as well go out and have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Be a lot to take on.
It'd be a lot to take on.
Yeah.
Aliens come down. I'm like, shit, it's all over.
This is annoying.
Yeah.
It was really annoying.
I was having a great day. Yeah.
I had a lot of things planned.
Would you drop a
for next
potty
week.
just to fucking
One final potty, one final
potty.
yarn. I don't know if the internet would be going.
Yeah, I don't know
speaking
what
to the
downloads
aliens,
would be.
saying, "Oh, you can't fuck off."
Yeah, I
Look,
don't know.
if we were guaranteed,
I tell you what, you wouldn't be able to.
good numbers, then yeah, sure, I'd do it. But
Yeah.
I mean, with the world's ending, I don't know if you can be.
You wouldn't be able to question our commitment to the punter and the dribbler if we did one instead of partying on the way out.
Yeah, or just spending time with loved ones. It was like, nah, sorry, we're gonna have to do this thing.
One last potty.
Just go live. on
One last
YouTube.
potty.
But then the movie is like they accidentally tune into the radio that your potty's on,
And
it
we
stops
save
it.
the world.
Yeah, save the world.
So we live stream the end of the world, brought to you by KO and Ned's and Pilot and whoever else, Bloke in a Bar, everyone. And
Glad I got thrown in there as a part of the crew.
Well, you ain't part of the crew. You're our longest standing sponsor.
But I feel like wouldn't it be our podcast together?
Well, sure, you were just talking about us doing it. So then I was taking that for
Fucking hell! I didn't get
sure.
a hazmat suit. Fucking, I'm just gonna die.
We did actually get your hazmat suit though. We did get you one.
Forgot it.
We just left it in the studio. And by got you one, we had Dave's.
No, we bought 4.
Yeah, you ripped one.
Yeah, but
But
we
you bought
you one.
Yeah. That's fair.
He
I
was
appreciate
purchased one.
that. Yeah, I
It
appreciate
did
that.
rip.
You did rip.
I'll acknowledge that.
Yeah, you
but
ripped
he
it.
was purchased one.
Do you reckon it would have fit?
No.
No, it didn't fit me at all. Like I was.
Who's
basically-
wider, you or him?
Probably me at the moment. A bit
Well,
thicker.
she'd be tough then.
Yeah.
She'd be
It was
real
more
tough.
about the height of the thing. I
Oh,
was
was that the
basically
issue?
getting a prostate exam the whole time I was wearing it. The thing was so far up my ass.
Well, you're taller than me, so that wouldn't be an issue. But
Am I?
yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I'm about 181 centimeters is what I remember from footy.
Which makes me the tallest of the three.
Well, I'm about what 6'3", 6'4".
That's dominant.
So what are you?
Fuck yeah, bro.
We were the tallest people at the live show, Eddie. We were saying that. We were like, so we could see everyone.
we were.
You're 6 foot? 6 foot?
6'4", 6'5".
Oh, give me. I tell you what, that 6 foot barrier, you just want to get to it, don't you? But I'm at 5'11", and it does sting a little bit that you can't just go, 6 foot. You know?
Just round up, bro.
No, I'm
No,
not going to
you
lie. You
can't,
can't
though.
do that because
Not
that's
with that one.
No,
Yeah.
you can't. If you're over,
That's
no, you
uncouth.
can't.
that is uncouth.
What
and
do you think though then
disrespectful.
about like your if you're near 2 meters, if you're like 198?
You can't round up. Same thing.
Yeah.
I
Same
get
thing.
it. Certainly not.
It's
If you,
like
I tell you
the-
what,
it's
if,
like
you're,
the
if you're
in- it's-
5'11" and you were rounding up, I'd be a little more forgiving. If you're just like fuck it, but if you're 5'10" and you start rounding up, then you got problems for me.
No, because it's a club.
Well, I know it's a club, Eddie.
And if you're lying to get in,
But if he
what's
said
that say about you
If
as
he
a
said he was
person?
6 foot, I wouldn't like. I'd be like, yeah, you.
Maybe.
But in his heart, he'd know he's lying.
Yeah, no, of course.
That's
I couldn't
the
lie
thing.
about that. I
But if
couldn't
you're
lie about
5'10" and 5'9" and you start saying that shit, you're like, or if you start throwing in halves, I'm 5'10" and a half, just shut the fuck up. Then you need to round down.
that. Yeah. Rounding down. You don't go halves when you're
If
talking
you go on
about
halves, you need to round down for me. I can't handle that.
You've flirted with 100 and been over it. Do you round down? Do you try to round out of it?
In kegs?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm honest about my kegs.
You're honest?
Yeah, I'm
You don't
honest
try to
about
round
kids.
down out? Like, I'm
What's the
99?
point? Nah.
You've been 99 a lot.
Well, I've also been 104, which was when I fucking, started to make a change. Daddy now back up around 98, 99.
Are you?
Shit.
Oh, you're moving.
But today, you know what I'm doing today? Hopefully, not eating as much. That's the goal.
Oh, that's all. Fuck, I was waiting for some sort of...
No, mate.
Like,
It's all
I
about
signed
diet.
up.
Shame.
like-
It's all about diet, dude. It's all about what you put in. And so I'm just going to try and be
You were
calorie
gnarly,
deficit.
though. You were gnarly last time.
Yeah, I was eating like
You were eating like a-
almonds and an apple a
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Really?
Literally.
That's the only problem, right? I don't know how to fucking eat a sustainable diet.
That's
Like,
the
what do you do? Like, I fucking love food, and it's like sustainable diet. I can't do that.
you should
So I
get-
just got to starve myself.
It's probably, that box of shapes yesterday. And
Followed
then
by the salt and
and
vinegar
then the
chips.
salt and vinegar chips.
What?
That you gave a real working
I
over.
pounded. Then I went home and I was like, fuck, I ate too much. Then I had dinner.
So you rolled a full
Mexican,
box of shapes
and
into
then-
No,
what?
we split a box of shapes.
But he basically had the chips.
But
I just saw
thankfully,
him- I
that
just saw
chips
him
was already
meander
open.
over.
If that
Oh,
makes
was
sense.
it?
It was already
Oh,
open.
okay, right.
It was already open.
That's a bit better.
How open?
I thought that was a...
No, she was open.
I thought that was a
full,
fresh.
No, that wasn't a full
I'm
bagger.
like, dear God, because when I got to it, there was nothing left.
No. I went hard, but it wasn't a full bagger. I have everyone know it was already opened from the night.
But what I'm getting at is,
you can't be eating that shit.
I look, if you're looking for a sustainable diet...
I also had an ice cream.
I don't know if that's working for you.
I had a cookies and cream ice cream last night. On the stick though, not a tub. I am working on myself.
Oh, fuck. Hey.
Well, none of that's helping.
No, it's not.
Have you still got a muesli bar issue?
No, I honestly haven't. Ever since that whole debacle,
Yes, you've
isn't
been
that
shamed
funny?
out of
That's
muesli
so funny. You've been shamed out
I
of your
just
one
don't.
love.
Yeah, I'm not that keen on them at the moment.
So what are you eating? You've got to replace it with something.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
No, not really.
Vanilla
Not
ice
really.
cream, white bread, by the loaf.
No, I do eat a lot of bread. I won't deny that.
You're a big bread guy.
I love bread.
What
Wonder
bread do
White?
you eat?
Just white.
Just white.
White bread, like slices of it.
Yeah.
Will you just
As
eat
in,
a
like-
straight slice? Or is
No,
it something
no,
like-
no.
What, are we
What
going
What if you
for?
go?
Just
Okay, what
toast
about
it.
this? What about this? What about you've got a really fresh loaf,
Which is some of the best thing in the
of
world.
white,
Yeah.
like soft,
Yeah.
soft,
Crispy outside though.
Crisp
Wonder
outside?
White, or is this like? But are you getting like that sort of brasserie white bread?
I just get Wonder White.
Okay.
I'm a simple man.
But tell me you're not panning that shit.
Well, I mean, like I might have like 2 sandwiches or something.
But you wouldn't just fold up a bit.
No.
You wouldn't
come
squash
on.
it into a ball.
I'm not a
and eat like a
Neanderthal.
white ball, a white.
Put some butter on it and just
White bread ball.
Mouth that.
No, I'm not a Neanderthal.
You don't mouth just a loaf of bread.
And sometimes, like last night, I had like one Ferrero Rocher piece, like the thing that you get. What was it?
A Ferrero Rocher.
A singular.
Singular.
The
Shout out to
bread's
Ferrero.
probably where you may be running into trouble,
Yeah,
especially if
bread's
you're having a
loaf.
loaf a day.
And also Wonder White. Yeah, you can't be penning a loaf of.
Can't have a
fucking
loaf a
bread.
day.
You just can't do it. No.
That's not sustainable.
No, I'm pretty good with my bread intake. I will be honest with everyone, but everything else, alcohol, chocolates,
Sweets,
sweets,
snacks, confectionery.
snacks, general just intake. You know, if you can minimise that, back to the almonds and apples life. After lunch, after this, then I'll get into it.
You might be looking at me going, "Is that a new shirt, new hat?" Yes, it is. Boom. Have a look at it.
Wow, love the colours
That's right, guys.
and girls.
Country shirts dropping. So, your Country of Heritage shirts dropping next Monday at 6 p.m. Be there. We've got Australia, Samoa, Tonga, New Zealand, Lebanon, Italy, Greece, Spain,
Just all of them.
India, like
Jamaica?
all of them. I think we might even have Jamaica.
Wow.
So that is next Monday at 6 p.m.
That's
And
just celebrating. Just the
that's just
nations of the world,
celebrating your
dude.
culture,
Dude, how
where you're
good's
from.
fucking countries and
Where,
stuff?
what country you're from, that's what it's celebrating
That's so good,
specifically.
Just our old country. Man, I love it.
It's
Celebrate nations, love it.
celebration
Celebration nation.
nation.
Nation celebration.
And so that is Monday 6 p.m. We've also got these hats. We've also got some brand new hats that you can see here, Bloke hats. So we've got also got the Legionnaire hat as well, which is exciting
Dude.
stuff. Got the Legionnaire.
Tell you what,
That
Look
is
at the Legionnaire, bro.
Legionnaire's good.
oh,
Cord's good.
stop it!
The flap.
Oh, wow.
The flap hat.
You look like you're in marathon mode with that on.
That would have come in handy marathon day, actually.
Yeah, well, I wonder if it would have got annoying. Maybe. Maybe not. It's pretty good.
I don't think so. I think that'd look
This
fucking
reminds me of my
deadly
first day
flying
at
out
kindergarten.
behind
Yeah, with those flap hats.
When I was
you get.
full flap.
it. And then when you were a cool kid, you'd tuck the flap under
Yeah, you would. Because
because you just sort of were trying to be cool.
we're
But
trying to be cool.
Also,
But-
I like the depth of the cord here. The depth, it fits my thick, deep head in it, you know?
Yeah.
But then you get a
nice.
bit older and you realise that flap hats are cool because
Flap
they're
hats
sun
are-
safe.
Flats are
Yep.
fucking dope.
Absolutely.
It's all about protecting the ears and the
Did
neck.
you ever think of getting a couple of corks dangling around that bit?
Nah, I didn't actually. I didn't. Being from the country, I should have thought of it.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, wide brim hats as well, guys. So that is Monday, 6 p.m. The pre-sale goes live at 6 p.m. on bloke.shop. Your country shirts, Samoa, Tonga, New Zealand, Australia, all that great stuff, England, all that great stuff is on Monday at 6 p.m. You don't want to miss it. They're fantastic shirts. We've got the hats as well, brand new hats for summer coming up.
There is, I don't know if we're like sort of leaking trade secrets, but with the English shirts on the inside, it says, but you're all beaters. Just inside the collar, which I thought was a nice touch.
Now, we can't confirm or deny whether it actually says that. But, as I said, Monday, 6 p.m. If you're listening to this via audio, come to our YouTube and you'll be able to see what I'm wearing and what the boys are wearing in regards to hats. Also brought to you by Budgie Smuggler. Check out budgiesmuggler.com.au for all the new arrivals heading into summer. They've even got Penny Panthers 2022 budgies if you want to celebrate the premiership. Plus, they've got plenty of new arrivals. That's right, Penny Panthers budgies going into summer after a back-to-back prem. I tell you what, doesn't get much better than that. Also, the ordinary rig. When do you do that?
29th of October.
the 29th of October. So make sure if you want to enter the ordinary rig where you get $10,000, you get a
I think the entries have closed now.
Oh, they've closed.
Top 10 have been selected.
Oh, today?
Maybe yesterday.
Yesterday. Oh, well, you can't get into it now, so that's your own problem.
You go to Budgie Smuggler and check out the top 10. There's some thickies in there.
Big thickies. Or you can go down to the day, which will be at...
They are selling tickets, Ivy Pool. Don't know when they're going on sale, but they are going on sale. BudgieSmuggler.com.
And the Great Hello Sport will be hosting the show. So you get a live show with the Great Hello Sport.
Eddie's doing a number. He's singing and he's doing a dance from his Dubbo dance trip days. It's going to be a fucking hell of a day.
So go down there, meet the boys. It's going to be fantastic. I would go down, but I will be in Europe. Also, store shout out that supports Bloke, Currumbin Creek. Visit Currumbin Creek Tavern and their 3 shops at Tallabudra, Gullion Way and Burleigh. The one-stop shop for your drinks satisfaction. Plus, in all New South Wales celebrations, it's currently $50 per case of a lager. So every celebrations in New South Wales right now is selling Bloke in a bar, case of beer for $50. $50. So make sure to get into your local celebrations and grab a case of beer or get down to Currumbin Creek Tavern, plus all 3 of their shops, Tallabudra, Gullion Way and Burleigh. But let's get straight into the grand final wrap-up, boys. We'll get straight into the accountability. Panthers won 28-12. Edwards, Clive Churchill. Tom, you predicted 26-10. Very close. Fisher Harris, Clive Churchill. Eddie, 36-16, but Edwards, Clive Churchill. Me, 22-12. Appy, Clive Churchill. But for the record, I did have Edwards. But anyway, it's all good. I would have to say you probably both get a point each.
I'd say so.
Because I think you're closer than I am, Tom.
Yep.
You're 4 points off.
I'm
and
2
I
points
am,
off Panthers and 2. Yeah, so 4 points total.
and I am 6 points off. So that's 1 point to you, 1 point to you.
Hello Sport.
Nice.
Boom, nailed it.
Well, you nailed you got 16 points differential.
Which is
Tom
the
did.
same.
So
Yeah.
you got the same.
So-
So I had 20 points, which is 4 off, but I did have Edwards. So probably a point each, I'd say.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay.
Appy was a weird choice.
Start on the bench.
Appy was a weird.
He's not a big football guy.
He's not a big rugby league guy. Didn't realise Mitch Kenny was starting. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
We don't all get it.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Okay.
Fisher Harris unlucky.
Get your
Nah.
Now,
Not lucky.
boys.
He's pretty good though.
fuck. He's a beast, eh? Him and Leota. Holy shit. Now, boys, just general.
Our sons. It's fucking.
We'll get to
sounded
it.
Fucking terrifying when he said that.
And when he said that's just facts, I was like, oh,
That's just straight fucks.
What he right now? Straight fucks.
boys. And yeah, these are half Kiwi boys. So just so you
No,
everyone
we're
knows.
half Kiwi. We're gonna do a Kiwi
Half
accent.
Kiwi.
Get off my fucking back. Hey, tay roll.
But boys, just your general thoughts of the game.
Penrith, far too good. Eels. You right? I thought you were choking.
No, I just cleared my throat.
Sorry. Yeah, Penrith, fucking hectic. Eels.
They weren't bad, but they weren't good.
They definitely weren't awfully bad, but they did nothing.
But I think that's more because Penrith are so
Yeah,
hectic.
Sure. No, I agree with that. They still didn't do anything.
What do you think?
It's a good point he makes. It's a good point he makes. Penrith obviously way too good.
Holy.
Completely outclassed them. The Eels had no chance in hell, really. Let's be realistic about
Did
it.
any team, do you reckon?
No.
Like that's how good
No.
Penrith are.
There's absolutely no way. They played so sublimely that no team in the comp could have come close to winning. However, Tom is right. The Eels didn't do anything.
No, they just didn't do anything.
But that was because they weren't allowed to. But they didn't do anything. They scored. It should have been, realistically, it should have been 28-0.
Yeah. Or,
In the 76th minute, they were pretty focused, you would imagine.
Panthers were already off the field at
on
that stage.
celebrating.
on
Panthers
beers.
already off the field.
You know
at
what I
that
mean?
point.
Yeah, they were going.
They were basically on the piss without yet technically on the piss.
Cleary was asking the boys, "What are you drinking?"
Well, I think that at that stage, the trainer was bringing on just.
Oh, he was running-
Piss.
he was
running piss.
Yeah.
he was a piss runner, moonshine and shit.
Yeah, run a moonshine
Heavy
in
stuff.
bottles, getting that tough stuff down their throats. I think there's probably some truth in that, Tom. I think it explains the 12 points at the end. It should have been 28-0. You know, it's still short of 40-0, but that's by the way. Penrith played like probably as good as you could possibly play.
Like, especially the first half, or at least first 60 minutes.
First 60 minutes
was unbelievable. Like, everything was perfect, essentially. Like, what they made maybe one error in the first half. Craziness. Absolute craziness. And, like, you look at that game and you go, tell me any other team that they could play the best they possibly could that would have even come close to them.
But the Eels don't. I still don't think the Eels played the best they possibly could.
No, for sure.
You know
I agree.
What I mean? Like, that would 100%. Be the only thing I'd say.
They got fucking worked.
Well, there was also there was like clear errors. Like Gutho was in the line on the short side with that kick
to Sorensen.
To Sorensen. So that's a clear error. Then there was. I think one person jammed in when they shouldn't have, but like that's naturally going to happen in games. And
even
I think that
even that Crichton try was like, it wasn't like it was by no means a soft try, but it was still sort of like just turn the ball back inside, and he just sort of didn't seem like it was. I know it wasn't like some really well worked backline play that had everyone fucking in. It was just a bit like, okay.
Yeah, it seems like that, but it was actually a precise, perfect play, because what they did was they knew that people are trying to shot Cleary. Like, every time Cleary gets the ball, when he passes, I want you to hit him. So they had gone into video sessions, watched that. They knew Lane wouldn't be able to help himself but go to Cleary rather than trying to stay back and slide with the defence. And once Sean Lane comes out of the line like that, they knew there'd be a metre space between Niokore and Sean Lane. Now, Niokore, like, if you're being super harsh, and it is a grand final, probably could have trailed earlier and come along quicker.
That's what I would have done if I was out on the field.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So it was more just a really precise play, creating space intentionally. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, let's just do an under,
I wouldn't be sort of saying like it was just arbitrary. Let's just fuck. I feel like I would always expect there's some level of consideration when they're playing, but it just wasn't like, it just seemed like it was a little bit like, I don't know, out of the bluish.
Yeah, I think it was prepared. Like, I think they watched video and they said, we're going to try to identify the fact that a lot of teams are struggling to score. Well, not struggling, but the Eels seem to have gotten better on the edges. Let's create space in around Dylan Brown and Sean Lane, and they did, and they killed it. But you're right, and like, it wasn't like some crazy tip on that went fucking 3 metres past everyone to the winger. There was like Wonga Blake dropped the ball coming out of his own end. So it wasn't, again, like, it's not like they were terrible, but there were still errors that normally in games they'd happen. It's just that Penrith made no errors, really.
Did you expect him to get so dominated through the middle?
No, not like that. Not like...
Like, I think RCG ran for 63 metres off 12 carries.
Yeah, craziness. I do think, we spoke about it on Monday, I think the difference that, like, so what Penrith did really well is they were angling in back behind the ruck. And so if you go in behind the ruck, you've got a retreating marker, so he's not going to be able to get off the line and hit you. Then you only got the A defender to worry about. So at the very least, it's a brave run, because if the A marker knows you're doing it, he will just fucking shoot out line and jam you. But most of the time, once you get a quick play of the ball, it's just impossible to stop. Whereas the Eels, what they were doing is they weren't running in behind the ruck. They were actually taking the ball to C and D defender, which is like 3 and 4 away from the ruck. So you got marker A, B, C, D. And so when you go out to C and D defender, they hit you with 3 of them, they catch you, and then they drag you back. Whereas they can't do that behind the markers. And I think that's where they were getting a lot of their meters, was like in behind the markers a lot. And plus, on top of that, their outside backs are outrageous. Like Brian To'o, I personally...
Him getting the ball and then like preparing himself for Gutho to hit him, and Gutho doesn't move him a millimetre.
Craziness. He must be the strongest pound for pound in the comp. Got to be.
He'd have to be.
Craziness.
He's strong as fuck.
Who do you have for, like, as in, do you think Dylan was best on ground, or do you think To'o was?
I think it was pretty fucking close. We were going through the stats after the game, Matty and I, and it was like there wasn't much in it.
To'o was pretty hectic. Like
300 metres, 2 tries.
9 tackle breaks, I think.
How many post contacts?
3 line breaks, 90 post contact. Crazy. So when you look at stats, you would give it to To'o. But I think like Edwards being the fullback and, being a crucial part of their spine probably just tips him over the edge. Plus that tackle. Once that tackle happened, you're like, everyone had a fucking boner after that.
Tackle. Yeah, I was a boner inducer.
Everyone was boned up.
People were hard. People were hard, which is nice. Tom and I were musing during the week yesterday about like doesn't seem like it was the right decision from the Eels to treat it like any other game.
Yeah, I agree. I said it before the game.
Considering it's not any other game.
It's not any other game. Funnily enough, it's the biggest game of the year.
Well, the argument for it's like any other game is you don't want them playing the game before they get there. So they roll up and they're so deflated because all week they've been in like war mode. Get there and you've got no energy. So that's the argument for just another game. So the pressure doesn't get too much. But I disagree. I thought you make them realise how hectic this situation is. And just that's what I think should happen.
All the Sharks boys always talk about how in 2016 they were so pumped up because they got the bus from Cronulla to the stadium and like saw the whole Shire just on the street. Like Ennis always talks about it, how pumped up they get. And they missed out on that.
It's a fine balance.
We were saying this. Imagine driving to the fucking stadium with your missus and your kid in the back seat, and it's like, fuck, you're dealing with traffic.
Before
You know what I
a
mean?
game.
Like, I don't want to be dealing with traffic.
Where do I go? Where do I park?
Is the GPS wigging me out?
Did
Do
that
I
just
have the
beat
right...
me? Did he just beat me?
Did he just fucking beat me? Or am I in an Uber? Like
Getting
this
cut
guy's
off by Panthers fans and shit. You know what I mean?
Maybe they were caught in traffic.
low
and
on
that
petrol.
wore 'em out.
That's what we were saying.
I got to where's the next petrol station? I'm frantic.
He drives a Tesla, so he doesn't have a normal
Well, the
station to
thing's
get to.
not charged. It's not just another game, Brad.
I told you to charge your car. Imagine that. You're up in here and those things don't fucking charge in a second.
No, they do
bloody
for
oath,
the
they
next couple
don't.
of days.
That'll stress you out for sure.
Unless you've got three-phase power.
That's it. Now you're in an Uber. Uber driver's a Penrith fan. Like, it's just,
Taking it the slow route.
you know, fraught with danger, I would have thought. And you want to, they should have been getting the bus from Parramatta through the streets. Seeing how packed it was. Then you're getting pumped up.
I reckon
don't know,
like
thought it was a weird one.
80% of the crowd was para.
Yeah.
Comfortably.
And
Probably more.
All the Penrith fans have been in our DMs because we were bagging out Penrith for not showing up to their fucking greatest Penrith team of all time grand final. Apparently they like didn't have access to tickets. Eels fans got them like 24 hours first.
Oh, okay. Okay, so what happened there is like the tickets were available, but because the Eels played the night before Penrith did, Para, all
Knew
their
they were in
fans
the grand
knew
final.
they were in the grand final. So the tickets were available, but like you don't want to buy tickets if your team doesn't make
no
it.
faith based
Yeah.
is what we're saying. Penrith had no
Well-
faith in their side. That's fine. It's fine.
Right. So once they made it, they bought up all the tickets because they're already available.
So yeah, Para makes the grand final, then every Para fan's gone straight to the thing and gone, boom, let's go. And then
We've already got tickets to next year's grand final just to show like faith that we have in Manly. So like obviously, you know, Penrith won't get them away. Buy the fucking tickets, idiot.
I mean, I will say, like, if I was a Penrith fan, I would have bought a ticket before that. Like,
100 fucking.
I think
they
everyone
would never
like
not making it.
it would have been it would have been one of the more shocking moments if they didn't make the grand final.
You
That's
would
how
have
good
been
they
able
are.
to sell it as well if you'd.
Yeah, surely.
But everyone that knows what they're talking about has been saying Penrith are not going to lose this grand final for like 6 months out.
Yeah,
Obviously, tunes changed midweek. People get wrapped up in the emotion of it all.
yeah.
You know? But like, if you're just looking at it for what it is, no one was beaten then.
I will say though, if you are a Penrith fan, you can take solace in the fact that 60,000 Para fans watch their team get towed up.
Humped.
So like Penrith fans can take that.
Pumped,
Yeah.
pumped.
Dumped.
Whereas like if it was all Penrith fans there, then they wouldn't have had to. Then Para wouldn't have gone through the pain of seeing that live.
Yeah. I think we can all take some solace because there are 15 other teams that didn't make it in final. We can all take solace in the fact that Parramatta fans got absolutely ruined. That was nice. That was a nice moment for us all. That's a unifying moment. There's a lot of divisiveness in the world. There's a lot of things sort of trying to tear us apart as a society. We all can celebrate Parramatta fans eating shit on Sunday night. And that's really, that's what being a human is all about.
What are your DMs like when Para play Manly?
Well, they're very quiet now, which is nice. But when they made the grand final, they were a little louder.
Yeah.
Sun's going to fucking explode.
Very
you
loud.
Fucking losers.
Obviously, but it's all fucking fun and games.
Yeah, obviously.
It's all fun and games.
It's all fun and games. Now, look, it's been a big week. The boys had a bit to say. It started with Luai's daddy comments before the game. So before the game, Luai came out and said, and I actually, I know it's banter, and if I was a Broncos player at the time and he said that, it would piss me off. Right. Okay, let's get that all out of the way. But just from a pure fan's perspective, you got to respect Luai for saying it before the game, and not after.
No, that's when you get respect from me. If you're gonna, and I was saying that at the live show, if you're gonna call yourself daddy, before the game, you need to back that shit up. Like, you got to go out and have an absolute blinder. And he played pretty fucking well. So credit to him.
Yeah.
He backed up the daddy comment, which is salt in the wounds. Because he was leaving himself super exposed. I actually didn't. I was like, I don't know about that. From I don't know if that angers the gods. Yeah, that sort of comment. But he goes out there and rips and tears.
I think about it from like a.
I like that he said it again.
Yes.
When you look at the
speak to me, he said, "Talk to me nice." Hashtag daddy.
Jesus Christ, that's.
Yeah.
When you look at those like
That's
30
brutal.
for 30 docos from like, I feel like there was one from like the Detroit Pistons in the 80s or 90s, but like they're just those ones where they look back on teams and the teams have real personality and there's like a memory of them and it's like, these guys are brash, arrogant fucks, but like it's cool. Or like it's interesting. It creates like, you're paying attention to it.
Yeah, the Pistons used to bash MJ.
Yeah, like
the
there's
late
just
80s.
it's way more interesting to have these guys. They're so good. They are arrogant. I don't care about it. Like you can't say they're not, but it doesn't bother me at all, like it does certain people. And it just makes for a more interesting spectacle. It's entertainment.
Yeah, I agree. So Fisher Harris come out and he said, para are our sons. That's just facts. So there's been obviously, quite a few people in the media that have been really upset by this and, said that these players need to this, that and the next thing. But it always surprises me how quickly we throw around like, oh, snowflake, you're not allowed to say what you feel anymore and everyone's a snowflake.
Origin's so boring, the players don't say anything.
But then when players do say something, all of a sudden it's super offensive. And it's like, everyone's a snowflake until I'm offended about something.
It's almost as if some people in the media just want to say something negative because it gets more clicks. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like that's the case.
Because there were certain people in the media when Ricky obviously said his things, said that, people need to fucking relax. It's just some words or whatever.
Yeah, I know. Weak gutted dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, there does seem to be a bit of a double standard.
Just a tiny bit.
Just a tiny one. It was funny when Hoops was going, fucking how dare these guys call themselves the best Penrith side.
And all the players.
They are.
They
but then like
100%
Brandy and shit was like, they are.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but even
And he's like, and he goes, I don't care.
Braith goes, but aren't they? And they're like, yeah, but. And he's like, well, that's.
You're not allowed to say it. It's like, it's just.
They did go back to back.
And tell me, like, another thing as well is like, it's not even insulting to the former teams because those players know that the men that laid the foundations before them prepared them to be who they are. Like, for example, the Broncos 2006 grand final, that doesn't happen unless the late 90s and early 2000s happens at the Broncos. Every player, when you put on a jersey, you should know the history of your club and know that I would not be wearing this jersey if it wasn't for someone else doing. So all those Penrith boys, they know that. So those former players are part of that greatness. You know what I mean? It's not like us versus them and rah. It's all of them are Penrith players.
In the fabric of the jersey,
mate. And they're right. They are, in my opinion, maybe there's some footy before me that I don't know. They have to be the best Penrith side. First back-to-back, 3 years they've only lost 6 to 10 games. And that's 10 games and that was mostly when Cleary and a few boys were out.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that 2003 side was like, they were a bit like they weren't that rated at all. Didn't they flip?
I think they were wooden spoon the year before.
Well, Roosters was it Roosters they played?
Roosters were heavy favourites.
Heavy favourites, and they came from nowhere. Well, not nowhere, but it was an upset kind of thing.
It was a massive
I'm pretty
upset.
sure the year before they were either wooden spoon or they were like very close.
They came 12th the year before.
Yeah. So I just think that look, if you're getting a bit offended or whatever what they said, just from I guess
I just don't think people really are. It seems like there's just
there are. I mean, there are some people, but
Para fans.
Sometimes put it this way.
Yeah, but
that's a lot.
That's understandable. I get that. If I'm a Para fan, they have that makes the game great.
Because you're already fragile.
Yeah.
I get it, but I'm also like, shut up. It's not manly, so I can have.
You can have that opinion.
Have that opinion.
The way I always measure it is like sometimes when I read something or someone says something and I start to get like, oh, fuck you or whatever, I go, well, how many times have I watched someone say something and all these people get offended and I'm like, what, so you're not allowed to say anything anymore? Everyone just blows up about it. And I just think that if you're going to say everyone's a snowflake and we should be able to say what we want, you can't be blowing up over some banter.
And this is
pure
mild banter at best. And if we are being honest here, Parramatta are now the sons of Penrith.
Maybe you just were thinking about the wrong son.
And also, Yeah, seriously. When I heard Suns, I'm like,
The vibe, maybe the vibe, what's the omens, we're actually showing you something else.
Yeah, but they're just playing on the little brother shit.
Yeah.
It's like permeated the conversation the whole time.
Well, Fisher Harris came out and said, I'm mates with all these guys. I'm just trying to keep the rivalry alive. Like, I'm just trying to keep, which is fuck.
And he was fucking probably shit-faced.
Absolutely, he was.
And he would have had no sleep.
Literally no sleep. I will say, Coruscant with the Tigers thing, I did think that was a bit far.
That's what we were saying. We were like, that was a little bit hard.
I thought that was like a bit silly. Look, Coruscant, he's a great bloke. I'm sure he would take it back if he could. Again, he's all liquored up. He hasn't slept. Not thinking straight.
You'd imagine the boys have been giving him shit as well.
They've
They would have
got,
been like, you're not getting any more of them back.
Well, they did.
He's
There's
walking around
videos.
with his 3 rings on.
Yeah.
There's videos of the players giving him shit.
Well, there you
go. So
That's true.
There's no denying the Appy comments they were out of line. So, I mean, were they fucking the worst in the world? No, but they were definitely out of line. But the other stuff, we want this game to have rivalries. How much do we celebrate the old school players that used to fucking go skits? Another thing as well, Storm, I'm pretty sure, a couple of players had a bit of banter for Penrith when they beat them 2020, if I recall correctly. And
I have no recollection.
Yeah, it was Jerome Hughes.
yeah, just a bit of, and it was just banter, just whatever. And most people were cool with it. Like, as in, like, I'm sure there were some people that didn't like it, but it wasn't this huge deal that this is. So I think there's just the fact that Penrith, they're the fucking big dogs, and people like to take shots at the big dogs. And you know what? They own it. They're the big dogs.
But if you can back up
Yep.
big dog comments, especially pre-game, that's why Luai's daddy comments just like completely play on. Because he said it before the match.
It's one of the great
You
comments.
come out and say it afterwards, like you were saying the other day, Tom, it changes it a bit. But if you can make it and then back it up.
And put on the performance that your team did. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a close win by 2
but
points.
also
it was
like-
a daddy performance.
Fucking Michael Jordan made a career out of doing this shit. And people love him for it.
Like, look how outspoken Muhammad Ali was, and obviously that was for much more serious things. But I'm just saying he was a very outspoken
it wasn't.
brash.
Sometimes
Oh yeah,
he's just
sometimes he
like,
was
I'm the
talking
fucking
shit.
best.
Yeah, for sure.
well, all right.
Yeah. So look, I think it's great for the game. I think it creates bigger rivalries. And I tell you what, are we not all way more keen to see Para versus Penrith next year now?
Yep.
I'm fucking keen as.
Especially if Luai leans to that daddy shit again.
Oh, some of the talk to me
hoping he
nice,
does.
daddy. Oh my god. And on top, like honestly, put it this way: at the end of the game when they got beaten convincingly, I was a bit deflated. Of like, I'm not really that excited to see these guys play again. Like I was really excited about the Battle of the West, but as soon as this kicked off, I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to see these guys play again. So
It's all sort of like Book of Feudsy as well. Like with the Roosters
100.
Rabbitohs, we all get hard for that shit.
absolutely,
Let this kick off.
absolutely, I love it.
Parrot probably won't make the finals next year or whatever.
I was really happy for Para that they got those 12 points though, because I just thought, fuck.
It'd be tough.
It would be tough going like nil, and they didn't play that poorly. Like they weren't great. 28-12. I was like,
They weren't
that's more
bad. They
respectable.
just did nothing.
In some ways, it would almost be better losing in that way, wouldn't it? Just
nil.
going, we couldn't win. As opposed to blowing it or playing a shocker or fucking it in the
They
last
didn't
Oh
blow it.
yeah, yeah.
They didn't blow it.
Yeah, for sure. Like put it this way, I don't think there's anyone in that Eels side that genuinely thinks that like they have the squad to beat that squad right now at their best. Like I think they all
They don't have the cattle to have won that game. Or something.
I at the moment I personally
No
don't
way.
think
Those
so.
teams at their peak.
Yeah.
Well, Penrith, the way they played, the Eels do not have the cattle to beat that Penrith side.
Which
They
is
just
really
don't.
which is really interesting because I actually thought before the game if Eels play the best they can play, they'll be able to beat Penrith. Which was clearly wrong.
But now, like with
Which yeah,
full view of what
and also
Penrith can do.
because like and Cleary said it I think at halftime or at the end of the game, and we've been saying it for a while, is like Penrith have actually never put together the full game. They've either had 1 year where their attack has been fucking amazing, or 1 year or 2 years now where their defense is crazy. This was the first game in my opinion where both things was the best in the competition by a substantial margin.
Well, Ivan thought it was the best they'd played in 3 years.
Easy, absolutely. I've no doubt in that. Nathan Cleary agreed, especially that first 60 minutes or so. Anything else from the Jev? What about Leota snapping blokes? He's a scary man.
Leota's terrifying.
Oh,
Him and Fisher Harris coming out, you'd be like, fuck this. I'm out.
Does the performance from Parramatta, which again we agree wasn't like particularly bad, but wasn't good, Dylan Brown and Mitchell Moses both off contract from November 1. There were yarns we were talking about Mitchell Moses being the highest paid player in the game. That certainly doesn't happen.
I never thought that. I don't think I think that he's worth around 8 to 900k. Probably 900.
For him to be highest paid, what would that need to be?
I'd
1
say
point.
max.
Well,
9.
the only reason why I say 9 is because I know Dylan Brown on the open market will probably get 8 to 9 just because of his youth.
Yeah, that's right. His ceiling's probably a little bit more.
And so then you're sitting there as Mitchell Moses going like, well, hang on a sec, like how's he getting us around the same as me when I'm the one that's played Origin and I've been around for ages, I'm the leader of the team. Without me in the team, we don't go anywhere.
Is it fair to say, and it may not be fair to say, but I'm asking if it's fair to say, that the difference between Mitchell Moses' good games and bad games is what keeps him like out of the elite halfback chat?
I think you could have used to say that.
Like, he can have a great game, but when he can also just kind of not do anything.
Yeah, I think he's gotten way better. I think this year was his most consistent year, for sure. But yeah, for sure, you could say that, like, if he wants to win a premiership, that's probably the last thing that he needs to fix is just that mix between, you know, the game where he's killing it and then the game. Because like I even reckon like Moses at his best, like his best game, and Cleary at his best game, it's the gap isn't as big as some people may think. The difference is Cleary literally plays 8 to 9 out of 10 every single week. Every single week. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I will say as well, I do think that this is finally a final series that you can officially say Cleary dominated this final series. This was a Nathan Cleary final series.
Yep.
His only mountain or hill to battle to conquer is Origin now, in my opinion. Oh, you know, the international game for sure, but Origin, I think
He'll get there.
He'll get there for sure.
He'll get there. He'll get there.
Origin.
Well, he had 2 men in the matches this final series,
Yeah.
and then he was
Was it him
third
too?
or fourth in line.
Was it him too and Dill Edwards too? Did they both get 2? Did Dill get?
No, they
man
only
of the
played
match?
3
Oh,
games.
Nathan got man of the match
Yeah.
last one, but
It was 2 and 1.
Kempy thought Dill should have got it, but he didn't.
That's right.
So it's really just Origin. And I think, like, watching that grand final and watching how well Cleary played, like, he's getting so much more confident in these big games where he just knows. He fucking knows that he's the man now. So massive congratulations to Penny Panthers, and the Book of Feuds has a daddy entry, which is great. Now on to the Kangaroos and Kiwis. They've been named. What did you guys think about the Kangaroo squad? Did you think Dylan Edwards and Hines were a bit hard done by, or
Nah.
Not really. Just because of who's in front of them. You know, Tedesco's captain. You got Latrell Mitchell who can also play at fullback. Like, maybe there just wasn't room. And then with Nico Hines, you got Cleary.
You also got Val Holmes.
You
You got
got Cleary
as well.
You
Cam
got
Munster
Cleary.
can play fullback as well.
Ches Cleary. Yeah, Cam Munster can play there. That's right. Like, we've just got too many potential fullbacks in the side
the only
for Dylan Edwards.
the only 2 spots that I would say you maybe could slot them in is Campbell Graham and Matty Burton. I can see the argument of people saying, look, Matty Burton, he's going to play for Australia for sure. But Nico Hines is literally the Dally M. You know, you could
Yes.
probably throw him in that
Would it
spot.
again be Matty Burton's half centre versatility? Even though Nico
Hines-
sort of plays centre, but not really.
You know, I feel like they've got a bunch of centres though. Like at the moment, they've got Campbell Graham. So if you move Burton for, let's say, Hines, you've got Campbell Graham,
Val,
you've got Holmes,
Trell.
you've got Trell, you've got where is he? You've got
Jack
Jackie Whiten. Tuolangi, I'm sure, could play centre if he had to. Even Cam Munster could play centre if he had to. So yeah, but I understand why they went with Burton, and I'm stoked for Campbell Graham. I think he's been battling away at the Rabbitohs for a while now. But
Campbell Graham's probably the biggest bolter.
Yeah, I would say so.
for sure.
Who do you think they'll play at centre starting?
I reckon they'll go
Trell,
Holmes, Trell.
You think Holmes?
Yep, Holmes, Trell.
Trell, obviously.
And saying that, Jackie White, and he's a throbber. Probably haven't.
I was
he
thinking-
can't because Grant.
Mate, White over Holmes potentially.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Val's been pretty hot and horny.
He's the Dally M centre of the year.
He is.
But
He has
that
been
doesn't-
hot and horny.
Yeah.
I'm also very hot and horny for our boy, mine and Eddie's close personal friend. We love him more than you, Kempy, but Angus Crichton making his Australian debut. Assume he's going to play a game. Just one of our really good close.
Yeah, just a different.
Did he ring his crying?
Yep.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Well, Mal was like, "Do you guys want to call and tell him he's made the side?" We said that.
Did you film it?
Nah, mate. Some things aren't about content. So
Some things are more than that. There are things more than content, more important.
Sorry, I'm
which is like friendship and love and family and shit.
I'm too caught up in the content game.
Yeah, look, sometimes.
Yeah, well, you're a slave to it, man. You lost your way.
That'd be the knock on you. Sometimes you're
That'd be
too much of a slave.
too much of a slave.
But good looking side.
Oh yeah,
Good looking squad, I should
Benny
say.
Hunt, Harry Grant off the bench.
I also like Ruby Cott's getting in.
Oh yeah,
I love Ruby
Is
Cott's.
he the smallest front row all time?
He's like a fucking.
Oh no, there's no questioning. That's the more impressive thing.
Ricky will be upset Huddy Young's not in there.
Ricky will be upset Huddy Young's there. In fact,
He'll be furious.
Ricky apparently trying to fight Mal as we speak. I thought Huddy might have got in.
Yeah,
But I also couldn't
then you look
see
at-
who
you-
you drop for Huddy.
Nanai maybe, but like no.
No.
You know?
Yeah. But
No, I don't think so.
Liam Martin.
No.
no.
So that's what I mean. It's really hard. Stoke Fatino, Swimmer Alawi.
Yep.
Lindsay Collins, the big fella. How good? Paddy Carrigan, one of the greats.
Good looking side.
Great
Good
looking
squad.
side. Yeah. So look,
That side wins. That side wins.
Yeah.
yeah.
That side wins.
I think our depth is probably our strongest.
Look at that.
The depth is pretty hectic.
We've left the Clive Churchill and Dalian medalists out of the fucking squad.
And the incumbent.
and the
Australian
incumbent.
hooker.
Yeah.
They're not even in it.
Crazy.
Like,
So that's the one. I think
we punch deep, bro.
1 to 13, Kiwis are very close. I still would pick Australia. But squad-wise, I think our squad is much stronger than anyone else.
That's a squad.
It's a squad.
DCE not even getting a VC is very riding on the wall for the Cleary DCE battle, you would think.
Surely that's not. There's no battle there.
Well, Daily did
Mate,
an Origin,
it depends who you are. Like, I listened to the radio the other day. They're all saying DCE.
I think what DC has done has been fantastic, especially his Game 3 Origin. I thought it was the best Origin game he's ever had. But it's Cleary's time, surely. Surely it's his time.
All I'm saying is it doesn't seem to be as clear cut as people's opinions
think
are
about this.
divided.
The back-to-back premiership winning 7 who is like on the path to be a GOAT. Just imagine I think it's got to be
You know what? Joey
Cleary.
was kept out of the side by Kamali. It happens.
He was.
He wasn't
Good point.
back-to-back though.
Well, it wasn't back to back, but it was pretty close.
What I do think though is DC is great for the squad. Like in regards to everything that Cleary can learn off DCE. I think that like DC's experience was the difference in Origin Game 3, which will be really good to teach Cleary going forward. I saw Nanai on the Dalian recovers. He's bigger than I thought he was. Fuck, he's big. Big mobile boy.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for not telling us you were going to Dally M's. We were like, what?
Thanks for not asking what I'm ever doing.
How the fuck would we know you're going
Mate,
to Dally
that's
M's?
something
Like,
you bring up.
You
it's
literally
something you let us
never,
know.
you go,
It's
oh,
when
what are
you're
you up to?
friends- When you're best friends with people, you go, oh, guess what I'm doing tonight? Going to the Dally M's. We told you
something
when
you
we were
bring up.
guests of
I'm
honor
not
at
a bragger,
Bam's
mate. I'm
night.
not a
Yeah, we
bragger.
It's not bragging. It's fucking sharing momentous occasions with your friends.
Have you ever heard the old saying? Sharing is caring.
Oh, well, you never ask for one, and I don't want to be.
How the fuck would we know to ask?
Well, like, what are you
When
up
we
to
were
this
the
week?
guests of honour at the Night of Nights,
Yeah,
we told you.
yeah.
We didn't make you guess.
But I probably asked you, what he's up to, boys? I think it's more a reflection of your lack of care towards me.
I don't think so.
It's
I
like,
don't
if
think
you
that's
actually
true.
care-
Whenever we ask you what you're doing, you go, I'm going home to pound music bars. So we know what you're doing usually. We
That is
know
not
you're doing
true.
something
You don't
different.
you very rarely deviate from that.
That's
So-
fake news.
You're
No,
a man
it's
of
not.
sort of routine.
Yeah, you like going home.
Going home is good, I'll tell you that.
You're a home.
Tell you that
You're
for
often
free.
going home. So we just assumed you were going home, and the
Yeah,
next minute
well,
you're in the
maybe
bloody black tie.
maybe you should look in the reflection in the mirror and say, mate, is there more than I can do to ask how Denon's going and what he's up to?
I think that you need to be a little bit more sharing.
As I said, sharing's caring. So start sharing and start caring.
Oh, yeah. On to the Kiwi squad. You being half Kiwi.
Yeah,
That's right.
Did we read this out in the potty? I think we did. So
pretty good having two dogs in the fight, technically.
Yeah, it is good.
Even though one dog I want to win. more
Sebi
than the
Chris.
other.
Didn't realise Sebi Chris was a Kiwi. Shout out,
yep,
Seb.
had a great end of the year. Moses Leota, Fisher Harris.
Sebi Chris did have a good end of the year.
Their forward.
Kieran Foran.
Kieran.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Listen to this starting
That's smart.
forward pack. Brandon Smith, Papali'i, Nikora, Tarpane, Leota, Fisher Harris.
Yeah, it's horny, dude.
Fuck
Yeah, it's
me.
not bad. It's pretty good.
Hectic.
Both Broms.
Bromwich brothers. It is hectic. Seriously. I wonder who will come off the bench. Maybe
I like.
they've got Hargreaves as well.
In there.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. What a bloody forward pack.
Dylan Brown, Jerome Hughes, not bad.
Oh, not bad. Joey Manu at fullback.
Not bad.
Scotty Sorensen. Didn't realise he was a Kiwi. Happy for Scotty.
Great sort, Scotty. Great
Oh,
sort.
he's hot as they come.
Doesn't get much hotter. Great rig. Great off the bench too. One of the best bench players in the comp, in my opinion. But yeah,
Jeremy Marshall King.
that's a great shout. He's one of the most improved players in the comp, in my opinion. I think that like at the start of the year, I wasn't even sure whether he was a 9.
No, I'm a little shocked by that selection, and that's no disrespect to him.
He was one
I've
of
been
Bulldogs'
paying
best.
A heap of attention.
Definitely one of Bulldogs' best this year.
The only thing I was confused about for the Kiwi team is Matt Tomoko not making it because they're pretty light on centres. Like, I don't even know who their centres are going to be. Like, it's
Peter
probably
Hiku will be a
probably-
centre.
Hiku and Chris.
Manu.
Then you got Manu who can fill in.
But if Manu's fullback, like, what if one of those two go down? Then
Rapana can play centre.
Chansey fullback.
Dallin Watani-Zelezniak could play centre.
it's interesting, yeah.
Niokore.
Yeah, it's fair, but they're the only two like legit centres.
Yeah. Chance is a great centre. He played for New Zealand last time at centre, played really well. I know what you mean though, like
Funny
special
Chance getting picked for New Zealand when he basically couldn't get a fucking start.
and like
with Raiders.
Tomoko is literally playing first grade.
Yeah.
I was surprised that Chance wasn't playing
Yeah,
first
look,
grade this
I
year.
think I heard he beat Ricky in a fight.
I could picture that. Blokes with 3 names usually can fight.
There's a lot of 3-name guys in the side. 1, 2, 4.
Tennis Lesniak, Maria Hargraves, Nickel Klogstad, Marshall King,
5.
Fisher Harris.
And they all can
So
play,
for
baby.
Simona.
6 double barrels.
Now, do we think
that's pretty dangerous?
Now, is that speaking to the divorce rate, or is that just families blending names? Is that just that they've got hyphenated names? What do we think?
I don't know. Maybe
I hope it's not divorce. Punters and
maybe
dribblers.
it's like both culture. Like if you've got
wanna
two
believe in
cultures in a
love.
family, they like to.
Bring them together.
Yeah, maybe. Because like obviously with a lot of the Polynesian culture and like my understanding of Māori culture is like their name means a lot more than our names do, like to a degree. So yeah, I'm not sure, but I love a 3-barreled name.
Well, a double barrel is it's
2
business time.
Yeah, it is.
You know.
Marshall King, that's a great name. Marshall, so you're a Marshall, but you're also
And
a
you're
king.
a king.
Fisher Harris, that's a Sofa Solomona. What a great name. The Cheese, Sir Cheezel, I can't wait to see him play. Look, yeah, great squad. It's the best. It's in my opinion, it's the most informed Kiwi squad I've personally ever seen. As maybe we've had bigger names play for the New Zealand Kiwis, but when it comes to like informed guns right now, I would like, for example, Manu had
There's
an
some pretty
incredible
big
year.
fucking names in that side.
I feel like maybe the Kiwis have had bigger names, but from like top to bottom, there's just like they're more stacked now.
Yeah. Oh, they're super. Like for Dylan Brown and Hughes, like Dylan Brown was probably the second best 6 this year. Hughes probably what, second or third best
3rd, yeah.
7.
Yep.
Then you've got Brandon Smith, who was not last year, but as last year he was a Dally M Hooker of the Year. Tarpane, probably the best front rower at the end of the year.
Joey Manu.
Joe Manu, incredible year.
Kieran Foran, probably the 5'8" of the year. Don't you fucking laugh, Dennis.
Don't you laugh.
He was really good
Don't you
though.
fucking laugh.
I actually thought
Fisher Harris, one of the best fucking props in the comp.
he's scary. Leota, like their front row is literally the reigning premier front row. Yeah, so look, great Kiwi squad. Great Kiwi squad. I can't wait for this game. Sucks, though, that if both teams win every match, they'll play in the semi-finals.
How'd we work that one out? How'd we fuck that up?
I know, stupid. But I think it was what they tried to do was if you go and
It'd
check...
be the English.
Fuck the English.
Well, if you go and check the pools, they tried to put like just one big dog in each pool.
Yeah, but it'd be the English being like, we want the other side because we want a home final. We want to be in the
that's true.
final at home. That'd be what it is.
Which is not going to happen. You'll probably still
I wonder if England, like, because I don't watch much Super League, and I get this feeling that they're probably not that strong at the moment.
Correct.
But I don't watch the Super League, so I could be totally wrong.
I'd say...
I got no information to back that.
I'd say that on the vibe of it, I'd say you're probably right.
Vibe and vibe alone.
Not very good.
Are they 3rd in the betting? Yeah.
The betting's
Australia
outrageous.
being so short
$1.45.
is absurd.
Outrageous.
Well, the value's New Zealand,
Value's absolutely New Zealand.
but like, I still look at that side and I'm like, we're gonna win. That's what I feel.
I feel it too.
So
Yeah.
I feel it coming the
In
weekend.
the loins. Bit of loin.
yeah,
bit of
it's
loin
deep
work.
within those lines. But you can get a prize for New Zealand, so you might have a little something on that. But I don't see anyone beating us. Like Samoa's squad's impressive, sure, but it's not Australia's squad. I don't think Tonga's isn't Australia's squad. England, who even fucking knows who's in their squad?
The odds are forever changing. I mean, as I said 2 weeks ago, Samoa 26, they're into 10 now, so they're third.
Samoa $10.
Yeah, and
So they're third in the betting.
They're third in
so
the
no
betting?
one has faith in England.
England are $13.
I like the way you said that. The odds are forever changing. It was poetic.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Why don't you say I was fucking
They're forever
poetic?
changing until they're not.
Until they're not. Not as poetic, but, I get it. You were poetic, but that was particularly
But like
poetic.
you didn't like say stop and be like, that was really
No,
great.
because I couldn't get that out of my head. The odds are forever changing. It sounded a bit Hunger Gamesy somehow.
Jesus.
Hunger Games, my missus was watching that last night.
Hell of a film.
Yeah,
Is it?
first movie or
Shout out
two.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Is it
Shout
good?
out Jennifer Lawrence. First movie or two is all right, but then after that, it's not great.
Can I give you a movie tip, which I like? I am not a Marvel guy. I'm not anti it, but I'm not a Marvel guy. Found myself on the couch, maybe with a couple of gummies on board, and I got stuck into Wonder Woman.
The first one or the second one?
I don't know.
The first one's good.
Gal
Second one's shit.
Gadot with Chris Pine.
The first one's good. Second one's
I
shit.
didn't know there was a second one.
Yeah.
First one, I'm going to say it's probably the first one because her love interest dies. Sorry to ruin the fucking...
Probably the first one, I think.
Do you remember the first one?
Like to a degree, I remember it being good.
Plane, fucking...
Yeah, but he comes back, I think, in the second one.
Ooh.
I think.
I'm going to watch the second one then.
No,
Because
it's
I
not
love a
cool.
love story, dude. You don't love love. I love to hear
Oh,
love
now he's going
prevail.
to steal my rhetoric. Thanks, bro. There's only one bloke that loves love on this fucking panel. Let's speak.
Well, you don't seem to be happy that the guy comes back in the second. Anyway, great movie to just sit there and do nothing to. It's not like I was just
What do you
able to-
do when you normally watch movies? Run
You know,
around
but
and
I
shit?
mean, it's a real check out mentally film.
They're all pretty check out mentally.
Yeah.
All those big action films. You just sit there and watch.
She's
You don't have to think
got to
much.
be close to the most beautiful human I think that's ever existed,
Jesus.
man or woman. Dude, Gal Gadot, have you seen her?
Oh.
Oh, settle down, bro.
Hey,
Why did you get onto...
it was on TV.
Wonder Woman?
It was just on.
It was on what?
I think I
Free to air.
It was on... Oh, right.
It was on after the Rabs special, I think.
Right.
Shout out to Rabs.
shout out to House of the Dragon. That show
Yep.
is unbelievable.
Shout out to House of the Dragon.
Holy shit, that last episode.
That
I'm not going to
last
spoil
episode
anything.
was good.
Yeah.
Not going to spoil
Oh,
anything.
yeah.
I'm
Seen
still
it?
one behind.
It is getting to the point of peak Game of Thrones. It
I
is
like
fucking
that,
sick.
and this isn't going to ruin anything for you, but I like now that it's like the game's kind of on now.
Yeah, for sure.
game's on.
Well, it's
They've been building up.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Which
but
I
now
respect.
it's like
game's on.
just getting started.
Yeah,
You
it's
tell you
just
what I
getting
liked as well? It seems to me that they go... All the feedback from the last season
Yeah.
of Game of Thrones, where everything was just fucking rushed out the arse, and it's like, oh wait, Daenerys is crazy now because when did that happen? How
the
did that happen?
Also, what the White Walker guy being killed isn't the end of the whole thing. What the fuck's going on here?
And also, like, he gets stabbed and then they just all die.
They're
Yeah.
just all dead. Oh, okay. that was-
Okay, well that felt rushed.
We should have just sent an assassin in for the fucking first place.
Yeah. It all,
What have we been
it's
doing?
all, it all felt pretty rushed. So I like the fact that they're not rushing this.
There's no Russian, baby. No Russian.
Taking the time, sweet, passionate love.
Oh, yeah. And it's so good. Like, there were moments in the last episode where I was going, holy fuck. The last moment, I won't spoil it, obviously, it was like cheering kind of shit. I was going, fuck yeah. So good.
I do find it. Well, no, I can't say. Eddie's fucking hasn't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
The
Okay.
incesty shit is a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
back in the
that's- but
day,
that's-
that's
No,
what
I
it
know.
used to be like.
No, I know it was.
Yeah.
It's just, it's like, Jesus fucking hell, okay.
Like, think of,
And the Targaryens, they loved incest shit. That was their thing.
No, I get it. Well, royals, I think, love incest generally.
royals in general. You go back and half the bloody kings and queens were cousins and shit.
Correct.
So it's actually like a lot of his writing, George R. R. Martin, is like based on events to a degree of certain eras.
Have you ever seen the King of England and the Tsar of Russia cousins look fucking identical?
That's crazy.
Absolutely identical. Wig out.
I was reading on Wiki this like Tsar or something that he got like kidnapped and his family got killed and shit because of some coup. Those days were crazy. I mean, it still happens in some places in the world, which is, when you think about that, you're like, man, why do I even complain about anything? But yeah, House of the Dragon, telling you, incredible.
Yeah, good gear.
Rings of Power, absolutely embarrassing disgrace.
Still watching that
So
shit.
bad.
You're still watching that shit.
Yeah, so
Is it getting any better?
it's getting worse.
Why are you watching it then?
Because like I loved Lord of the Rings and I love the setting, but I need to watch what they're doing to my beloved fucking franchise.
Right, you need to know why they.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's just it's hate watching. It's like that's so fucking bad. It's bad writing.
Has it been renewed?
Yeah, well they have to. So Amazon.
They don't have to.
Yes, they do. It's basically if this fails, Prime Video, their production company, may go. It's done. So they have to just find a way to make it work, or at least look like it's working. Because if it fails, like for example, if they cut this off after a season, that is open admission that this failed. We spent $1 billion on this. It's done.
Yeah.
And so they're going to pretend they're going to like. So for example, they released stats from the first episode, most watched show in the world. But what they do is they release 2 episodes at once, and then they add those minutes up and say 1 billion minutes of Lord of the Rings was sampled. They don't say watched, they say sampled. And they compare it to, say, House of the Dragon. But House of the Dragon only released a 60-minute episode, whereas they released 120 minutes. So they do all this really weird shit to
This is Detective Denon.
fudge the numbers.
Detective Denon,
The fudge
not
numbers.
letting them
That's
fucking
him on.
escape.
That's him on Reddit reading
Yeah.
like
Dude,
Nah,
high
not
on
really.
usually
subreddits and shit going. These fucking daggers.
No.
breathing through the nose and just smacking muesli bars.
I respect it.
No, I respect it.
I respect a man that's passionate about his hobbies.
Passionate about his passions.
Well, you need to be passionate about your passions, otherwise they're not passions, are
That's a
they?
great point.
I will say, I've never been a fan of people like, yeah, who cares about anything? Why do you care so much, bro? It's like, all right, well, I should just die then. Like, who cares about anything? I'll
cares
just
about
die.
anything?
I'll just die.
Sorry for caring.
Like, sorry, Mr. Cool Guy that doesn't care about anything. Like, how cool is your life?
How
You don't
cool are
care
you,
about
dude?
anything.
Have you gone back and watched any of the trilogy?
Yeah, I started watching them again. I'm
Just-
about halfway through the second one, extended edition.
Just to compare.
It's fucking so
Well, you got
good.
to watch the extended.
It's just the
You got to
smile
watch
that
the
came onto
you got to
your
watch
face.
extended.
Yep. They should strip the
I don't
internet.
know. I don't think the other ones should be available.
Exactly. They should strip the internet of those copies and
Why
just have
would
extended.
you not just release the extended version when you're making the whole thing?
You might
Because it
scare
was
people
too
off as
long.
well. It's like 4 hours nearly.
They're like 4 and a bit.
yeah. So
think.
it's
It's too long to go to the movies. People won't go to the movies 4 hours.
And it'll
You need
scare
an
people off
intermission.
too. They'll be going, fuck that. I'll be in the movies 4 hours. But yeah, watching The Lord of the Rings again, it's as good as you remember. The CGI isn't that bad or crappy. It is fucking a masterpiece. Masterpiece.
And the makeup.
Oh, everything's...
Is old what's his face Jackson involved in this shit heap? On
No,
the
so they
must be
they
fucking
reached out to him.
Of course he isn't.
What they did was they reached out to him and said, you know, we'd love you as a Tolkien advisor and all that kind of stuff. And he said, yeah, I'd love to. Then they just didn't respond. So they did it to say they did it, thinking that he might brush it. And he was like, yeah, I'd love to. Plus, on top of all that, they started firing, like in production, they were firing all their Tolkien advisors because the Tolkien advisor was going, you can't fucking do this and you can't do that. That's against the law of the whole land. Like, they've changed everything. Like, they've literally changed everything. The certain people live in eras they didn't live. You know, for example, Galadriel, she was a master politician, but now she's a warrior. It is all nonsense. It's just fan fiction. That's what it is.
They've just fucked it.
Completely, and just injected.
They did girl Galadriel that way, did they? That's fucking
Yeah, so she was a
Galadriel.
master politician, like one of the goats,
I
like
know,
a queen. And then now she's a warrior that's like super arrogant, just like, oh, so unlikable, worst character ever.
That's not the Galadriel we knew.
Galadriel
Not the one
was
we grew up with,
hectic.
put it that way.
And the elves, they look like humans with ears. They don't look like elves. They don't even,
That.
it's shit. Anyway.
What would you say are the hallmarks of an elf?
Well, they're ethereal looking. They're almost like alien in how beautiful they are.
They glow a little bit.
They glow
Yeah,
a
they
little
do
bit.
glow a bit.
Whereas these are literally
was
just
Mr.
humans.
Anderson of the Matrix fame, Hugo Weaving, was he an elf?
Yes.
Kate Blanchett, an elf?
Yes.
Yeah. They were beautiful.
Exactly.
They were.
But
They
now
were,
they're
more
not.
than, they were more than humans with ears, I can tell you that.
Orlando Bloom.
He was an elf, obviously.
Oh,
He
so
was
hot.
Legolas.
Legolas, one of the goats.
Yeah.
Now,
It's funny when you look back at like old photos of the cast of Lord of the Rings. Orlando Bloom is so much better looking than everyone else. It's fucking ridiculous.
He
Oh,
was
Aragon's pretty hot.
Nah, but like,
different hot. He was like,
he's
he was
not-
like
it's
daddy
different
hot.
hot.
Yeah, I know.
Orlando,
He's
like, I'm
middle-aged
saying no makeup on.
Yeah,
just
fair.
like as you are in the
Yeah.
street.
Yeah, that's
and
a
I'm
fair
like,
point.
I saw a photo the other day. I'm like, damn, Orlando used to be a dish.
He rocked that blonde hair like no
Bro,
tomorrow.
but he also like he got doodles and badges wagging all over the world.
Yeah, he did.
He really got them all going.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone loved him.
You got organs moving.
Organs moving.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the rugby league. David Klemmer has been taken on a tour through the West Tigers. I reckon Klemmer would be a Lord of the Rings fan.
Sure.
Tigers have opened discussions with Klemmer as far as for early as next season. It was said on NL360 by Paul Kent, the Tigers are going for both Klemmer and Bateman, although they will need to pay $350K for Bateman. Look, if I'm Tigers, I'm paying that $350K and I'm getting Klemmer there as soon as possible.
Bateman.
Yeah.
So the fees for Bateman.
Yeah, that's what I said. If
Yeah, but
I'm
he's just saying he'd pay the fee and get
I'd pay-
Klemmer there.
Oh, right,
yeah,
sure.
I'm paying
Oh,
$350 for Bateman
So
and getting
Bateman's
Klemmer.
is a release fee?
Yeah,
Fuck,
like-
he's
like-
had some. Didn't they have to get a release fee last time? A transfer fee? Or
I
was it
think
not
so.
to get him over? Was a transfer fee, but then to go back, he had to do like.
No, I think it was to get him over to a transfer fee. I think it was to get him over.
What a shit fight! He's bloody. A lot of transfer fees going on with Johnny Bates.
You pay the transfer fee.
Look what he did for Canberra.
Yeah, dude, you pay the transfer fee.
And like
100% you pay the transfer fee. You get Bateman, you get Klemmer, you get Coruscant, you got Papali'i.
Does transfer fee
Doesn't
count
look
the
alright.
salary cap?
I don't think so.
I think that's reasonable.
I'm pretty sure.
No,
it
because
doesn't.
I think it goes, it just goes to the club.
Yes, it's not going to him.
I think now you're starting to look all right.
100%.
Yeah, you are.
Now you're starting to look all right, and then you start going, okay, we can, if we solve this little halves predicament we're in,
We could make ninth again.
we could get back to the glory days, the halcyon days of ninth, which are looking pretty good
No, they're looking good
compared
if they
to
get
where they are.
Klemmer and Bates. Would Johnny Bates, I assume, be for next year?
Yeah.
He'd be a big in. Fuck, he'd be a huge.
Him and Papali'i on each edge.
I hate
Oh.
waiting for players. Like if you sign them and it's like, oh, not next season though. It's like the one after. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Give me now. I want it now. I'm like Veruca Salt, dude.
Yeah, no.
I want it now.
Imagine they got Klemmer Bateman and then they got Munster and fucking Moses.
Well, then
Mate.
you're eating my ass.
Like how they, I know.
Could we add in Klemmer and Bateman and Munster to get your arse eaten, or it has to be Moses?
No, it has to be Moses and Munster for a doot eating. Has to be.
I thought you would have been willing to just say you can do it for free.
No. Look, I mean, you're nothing without your principles, and I need Moses and Munster there.
Look, I think this would be a great buy. Klemmer was definitely the Knights' best player last season. He'll offer some starch in the pack. He's tough. He's consistent, which is what they need. And Bateman, with Papali'i on the other edge, you're all of a sudden you're going, that Papali'i and Bateman, if they both play as well as they can play, could be the two best back rows in the comp, which is crazy to think that the
And who's
Tigers
their
have that.
lock?
At the moment, it was Offie and Galway or Famanua Brown, I think it was. So you'd probably have Offie and Galway there again this year. I know his ball playing isn't the best, but he did have a solid year. I think he won their Player of the Year, maybe. Yeah.
What did we ever find out what happened with Klemmer at the Knights?
Well, the trainer's not there anymore. Put it that way. All that happened was he swore at the trainer. That's it.
That was it.
That was literally it.
Disgraceful.
And so apparently, whatever unfolded after that, the trainer's no longer there. So
Interesting. Very interesting.
whether it was the trainer that decided to leave because he felt that the standards there weren't the best, or whether it was the club that thought that, I'm not sure. But he's not there anymore. Who knows? Who knows? But yep, that'd be great for the Tigers. Hopefully they can get them because that changes a
I'd
lot.
like that.
Transfer whispers. Panthers and Tigers are reportedly in the process of doing a swap deal between Charlie Staines and Tyrone Peachey. I think this is good.
Yep.
I think the Panthers, they've got Mitch Kenny, who will be most likely than not. They've got Sonny Luke. I think a good utility would be a good purchase for him. It's just a matter of, if Tyrone Peachey wants to, if he plays to his potential, it's
I
great.
feel like Tyrone Peachey is a player who is maybe a little bit beholden to the quality of the team he's in. Like, he's got a lot of skills. And he was great when he was playing for Penrith before he left. Then
Yeah, he was.
He has like patches of being really good, but it's almost like he needs a good team around him to reach his potential or to like be impactful as opposed to maybe some of the players who just do it themselves.
Yeah, no, it's a fair comment. It's just a matter of what Tyrone Peachey wants to turn up. Talent, like skill wise, in regards to being able to just pull things off. You could probably count on two hands the amount of players that can do what Tyrone does. Like, there's not many players in the competition that have the skill set Tyrone Peachey does that can just break games open, and you're sitting there going, what just happened? So if he's at his best, it'd be great. Charlie Staines to the Tigers, it's a tough one. Like, he's obviously Taylor May and To'o are going to be there long term, but I mean, you just did win a prem.
But he probably doesn't want to play second fiddle, right?
Yeah.
Or
but
would you? Or would you rather stay? Would you rather stay Panthers?
Well, he's probably. Would he get more money?
Not that much more.
But like, obviously, going to the Tigers. No disrespect to the Panthers, whatever. But like, the reality is that you're probably not going to play much first grade unless there's injuries.
Yeah, for sure.
Or
but
suspensions, which has been a little bit of this.
I will say one of my biggest regrets in my career was not backing myself. So like when I was at the Broncos, I was told, even though I was playing first grade and I was the best at the time, playing the best wing at the club, they told me that I was third string winger at the club. And so I should have just gone, I disagree and I'm going to back myself, because then literally within 4 weeks, that whole narrative changed. But the problem was I'd already agreed to terms with someone else because I wanted to play NRL. Whereas if I just had to back myself, and my manager should have he's the experienced guy, was still early in the season, he should have said, mate, just wait a few weeks, but he didn't, whatever. Still my fault, like I made the choice. If I had to back myself, I would have stayed at the Broncos and I would have got a probably even bigger contract than at the Warriors, and I would have been the starting winger for sure. And that was just all because I was in a similar-ish, like obviously Taylor May and To'o. Well, I mean, one of the wingers was Darius Boyd, so Darius is a fucking fair player, regardless of what people think.
Could Charlie turn down that? Can he turn down a swap, or is he just at the
I think he wants to play.
The club?
No, he could turn it down for sure, but I think the club may. I think he wants to play first grade. And I think so. It's probably a mutual
That's what
thing.
I mean, though, right? It's like you couldn't, even if you wanted to back himself, they'd be like, well, fuck, bro, you're not.
Yeah, well, they may say, if they really do want Tyrone, they may say, because it may be a case of Charlie wants to be released and the Panthers are saying, mate, we're not releasing you unless we get something. That could be the case, But yeah, so I just think that Charlie probably wants to play first grade and he will at the Tigers. So, like, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Spencer Lino, reportedly linked to the Dolphins and Tigers. Everyone's linked to the Tigers. Jesus. Likely to get a starting spot at either club. I think that it's going to be very hard for them to keep Lino on the bench. He's an absolute monster.
Yeah, he's a weapon.
Yeah.
He is a
weapon. He'll probably get... The difference with, say, like a Charlie Staines, he might be on minimum now, 125 whatever. He might get 200 at the Tigers, 220. Spencer Lino, on the other hand, he could probably get 400 to 500K at Dolphins and the Tigers. Whereas right now, Spencer would definitely be on minimum, which is way unders. He's so fucking good. So I can see Panthers struggling to keep him. I will say, though, if he wants to win prems, he is still really young as a front row. I think he's like 21, 22, got plenty of years left in him.
He's won 2 though now, right?
Did he get left out of this? He was left out of last year. But I mean, fuck, he was there all year pretty much. Poor cunt. And so if I was Spencer, it's easy to say this because I'm not the one saying no to hundreds of $1,000s. Well, but anyway, I'd be saying, mate, give it another year or two. Get another year or two. Then take the big contract. Dolphins set to announce Amiso Tabuai-Fidow by the end of the week. This all just makes sense. He's probably not going to get a start at the Cowboys, which is insane.
It is crazy that it's because he's an Origin player.
He's a superstar.
Yeah.
Like, fucking crazy.
Which kind of just speaks to how good Scotty Drink's been.
He's been so hot. Scotty Drink came 3rd in the Dally M.
Yeah.
4th.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a season from Scotty Drink.
He came into the side after 5 rounds. So he missed the first 5.
Kick and play.
Kick and play.
Good for Scotty.
Got nice
I'm
blue
proud
eyes
of
too.
Scotty.
I'm happy with Scotty. He's a rugby league twink of note as well.
I'm happy for him.
Got beautiful blue eyes.
Blue eyes, no facial hair.
They don't
body
quit.
hair.
Yeah, like him, Twinkie.
They don't quit
Like
those
a Twinkie.
eyes.
Nah, they're good.
So makes sense to me. So Brad Arthur confirmed Papali'i going to the Tigers. Great stuff. Tarmow linked to the Cowboys.
Like it.
I like it. I think he'll add a lot of experience to that young pack. Now, a silly, quick little World Cup preview, boys.
Silly.
Quick
and little.
Silly little.
Just silly little time.
Silly, quick, little.
Silly little time.
Silly.
Silly little time.
Cute.
Quick,
Cute time.
Flirty.
A little flirty, cutesy.
Love it.
Pool A is England, France, Greece, Samoa.
How does France go these days? Because I think they've won a World Cup, haven't they?
Back in like the 50s, dude.
Oh, they were the first ones to hold a World Cup, both rugby and rugby league.
50s. It's not nothing.
Just saying. Well, yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, where are they at now?
I'd say they're not in the 50s era France form.
You'd have to say so, wouldn't
Do you
you?
reckon they say to each other, let's get back to 50 years eras?
Well, do you reckon they get the old 50s players in crying and shit to pump them up?
They'd be like, they'd be 110 years old or something, wouldn't they?
Fucking, well, no, they wouldn't be that old.
Well, so
wouldn't be
they
that
would have
young
been 20 to 30 when they did it.
Yep.
And it's
So it'd
been
be about
what,
100. So they'd be, hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
100 years old.
Reeling them in.
Oh, what a boy, the boys. See a bunch of
Boy,
old
the
guys.
boys. Well, it's like the doggies.
Don't underestimate the power of an old fella blowing the ball.
Mate, I won't. It's like, for example, every club has that era. Like the Bulldogs is the Dogs of War. Broncos obviously early 2000s. That's France's era.
Yeah,
50s.
50s.
They're ninth, and they're actually hosting the next World Cup in 2025.
There you go.
Fuck, you'd want to get to that as a player.
Or as
I
us.
might play for China.
You should.
Go over there and eat that crumpet, bro.
Holy, no chance. Australia all the way, baby. Pure blood. Australia, mate. Australia. England, France, Greece, Samoa. I see England and Samoa going through here. Pool B: Australia, Fiji, Italy, Scotland.
That was a great accent, man.
Thanks, bro.
Scotland. How good.
I see Australia and Fiji. Australia, Fiji.
You'd have to think.
Australia's going to get, some glute work, though, out of this one. There'll be some humping.
Oh yeah. Now, Pool C.
Pool of
Ireland.
death. They're calling this the pool of death.
Yeah, this is the pool of death. This is the
Ireland,
pool of death.
Jamaica, Lebanon, New Zealand. I reckon
Jamaica.
Lebanon's got a chance here.
Mate, shout out to Lebanon.
They've definitely got a chance because they're up against Ireland and Jamaica.
Pool D.
Jamaica.
What do you Jamaica that?
Jamaica me crazy.
I'm excited to see them play. See what
I'm
they've
excited to
got.
see what they play.
Cook Islands,
Have to have some
PNG.
speedsters, you'd think.
Oh, surely.
Holy shit.
Pool D.
Pool D.
Cook Islands, PNG, Wales, Tonga.
New pool of death.
Yeah, you thought Pool C was a pool of death.
Wait until you see pool D, baby. Tonga's obviously going through.
Tonga and PNG, but Cook Islands, I think they might just be a bit of a dark horse there.
You'd think PNG.
I don't think they
You'd
will.
think PNG.
They got flogged in that Pacific round weekend or whatever it was.
If all the favourite wins, the finals will likely be Australia versus Lebanon, Samoa/England versus PNG, New Zealand versus Fiji, Tonga versus England/Samoa. Then the winner of Australia versus Lebanon will play New Zealand if the favourite wins. And if the favourite wins, then either Samoa or England will play PNG or Tonga. So Australia and New Zealand are on one side of the draw, England, Samoa, or Tonga on the other side. So it's a very good chance either Samoa or Tonga end up in the grand final.
That'd be cool.
That's wild.
That's cool. I like that.
I like that a lot.
great.
Yeah, which is why I'm kind of okay with New Zealand being on our side. Not if
Yeah.
we get knocked out though. If we get knocked out, I'm filthy about it.
Oh, if we lose the semi.
Then I'm like, that's bullshit. New Zealand should have been.
Yeah.
Correct. I completely agree.
As long as England don't make it, that's all that really matters.
Gonna be interesting. Really
Can
interesting.
Samoa Tonga play in the semi?
Yeah.
That'd be fucking.
That'd be a
Hectic.
serious semi. That'd almost be a full boner.
They would literally.
There'd be no semi
There'd be
about
no
that.
semi
yeah,
about that.
they would change the name from semi-final to full final.
Full final.
No, that'd be full chub.
Yeah.
Don't
The
get
Chubb
that twisted.
final.
Yeah, the chub final.
Imagine the first 10
Imagine,
minutes.
they just changed the name to the
The
chubs.
Chubs.
Chubb Cup.
Because Australia and New Zealand's pretty
That's
chubby.
all. That's a chub.
That's
Chub
a
Cup.
chub. That's a chub.
That is us done and doosted. Make sure Monday next week, 6 p.m, your country shirts dropping Monday, 6 p.m. Make sure to be there. Boys, you got anything on coming up?
We got Rose coming out soon.
Have you announced the name yet?
Big day Rose.
You haven't announced the name? Fuck yeah. Great name. One of
Big
the great
day
names.
rosé.
One of the great names, that.
Yep.
One of the great names.
And it's
Planning on a big day.
fucking good
Get some
rose.
rosé.
Yeah.
It's-
Or be a big day on the rosé,
Yeah.
which is not a good thing, but still you can be a big day.
If you got a big day, you need big day rosé. That's just the reality.
But do you reckon someone's going to be a big day on it though?
Nah, this thing's so clean and pure and crisp that you're going to have a great day on the big day. It's not going to be a big day while drinking the big day, if that makes sense.
Correct.
Big day rosé.
Big day.
Big day rosé.
Coming soon.
Come soon. Anyway,
Do you have anything, mate?
I'm off to Europe.
Oh, he's pretty excited.
Look at him.
He's pretty pumped.
You been walking? You got your walking shoes
yeah.
on?
Have you found a nice...
Pace?
The cadence is beautiful. We've never been closer.
Oh, good.
Oh, you've worked on it.
I
Never
did
been
see you
closer.
walking around here the other day. Oh, yesterday.
Well, with each other.
No, just you by yourself getting some steps.
Get some steps in. Yeah, we've never been closer. We're ready. We're ready to take this
go?
trip on.
Oh,
Good to
great.
go.
Yeah, we're fucking... Everything's locked in. The preseason's been great. Train the house down.
Can you give us like a weekly step count?
Yeah, I'll
while you're
try.
over there?
I'll
Just see how
have
many
to, have
steps
to
you
buy
get
a
through.
watch.
Yeah.
I have to buy a
You do
watch.
it on your phone.
Get a Fitbit.
You got a health on your phone, I'll tell you.
Okay, do that then. So if there's any podcast, it's like a day later or whatever, guys, that's just because the time difference or whatever. We're going to try to keep everything going smoothly. I've got my mic and everything set up for when we get over there. So, yeah, I'll be gone for about 7 to 8 weeks.
You.
Exciting times.
Boom.
Good on you, brah.
I'll go and fuck myself. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.